Hello everyone, just walking around to the front of my mobile. You may find that something's different, and there is a difference. I've got myself a Yamaha PSR SX920 and I've only had it since Tuesday, so let's how are we, Tuesday afternoon or thereabouts. No, I can't remember exactly. Tuesday anyway. And so that's Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Well, I've only had it 6 days. No, 5 days. And excuse me, horse as usual. I've got a handbook. Here it is. The Yamaha handbook, which is 123 pages in English and 123 pages in French. So it's coping for both English and French. I haven't read through the 123 pages yet. I've started. I'm having quite a lot of fun finding out all about it. It's very different to my Tyrus 1, which I still have, although it's now getting a little worse on that faulty key strip that I've got out, and I've got a replacement key strip being sent to me sometime in the post. Hopefully I'll get somebody to help me to fit it in, because I know it's quite an easy job to do. I've done it myself in the past, but although it might have been back in 1984, so I know it's quite an easy job, or it was anyway in 1984. Anyway, so I'll give the people that I got it from a plug, because they certainly deserve it. I bought it from Alan's Music Centre in Great Yarmouth in Norfolk, and I'm very grateful that they delivered it the following day that I rang up and said I wanted one. So I'm really pleased. Tam was the one who came down with it on his way to Southampton and Plymouth, a 2-day drop-off for him. Installed it, but quite quickly, obviously, because it's only a keyboard, didn't need a lot of installing. And I'm very pleased with it. Very. I have been having hours and hours of fun with it, and I still haven't learned how to use it in the way that I used to do on my Talos. For example, let's see, if I press that button, what do I get? Just check. Now, I just pressed the registration memory, and that's what I have. I've got one blue light on the registration memory bank. The usual 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 memories on the registration bank. I did put a registration I liked into it earlier, put it into the memory, and of course I powered it down and lost it. So I've got to look for it again. Now, the one I fancy at the moment for what I want to do is I'm going to put this in. It's a touch screen, by the way. I'm going to just put in big bands, because that's the only way I can find this one that I'm looking for. That has not, no, that's because I should just say big band and not. What am I doing? Right, try again. Yeah, I've got to try and see if I can find the one I rather like. I think it's this one. Let me just check. think of something to play. Right, well that was Rosemary, done in the style of using what is called big band medium. I think the tempo was, 130 beats per minute. A bit different for me. I used what was preset for me. I haven't done any reprogramming as I used to do on the Tyros. So I've got a lot to learn. It's going to take me weeks and weeks, and I hope you will join me to see how I get on with this. I'm not sure what I'm going to call the YouTube channel. At the moment it's Lionel Leighton Unrehearsed on Tyros 1. Maybe I should just change it to Lionel Leighton Unrehearsed on SX920. Maybe you'd like to comment on that and let me know what you think. I've got some music gallery cabinets to have a look at. I haven't had a chance to even see what the titles are. I've got one here that says Galway Bay. I do remember playing Galway Bay some time ago, maybe last year. I can't remember when, or maybe it was when we had St. Patrick's week on, or day, whatever it was. It's obviously not played in the manner of the way that was just now. wonder what else I can find that might be suitable, or do I just stay with what I've got? There's so much on here. I can't tell you the amazing amount of stuff. I have so much to learn, and I don't think I'll ever learn it all, ever. What have I got here? Big Band Ballad. Well, that was Galway Bay, showing out of my cabinet. Now, one of the things that made me want to get this particular model was the fact that the music stand is a little bit closer to me than what it was on the Tyros. Not a lot, but it's close enough to make it a little bit easier for me to read my music. Now, the screen that I had on the Tyros was adjustable, and I often used to use it for my music rest. But this one is flat with the cabinet, if you like to call it that, and I have no way of propping it up. So it is on the music rest, and I was able to read the music just that little bit easier than it used to be on the Tyros. So that's one thing in its favour, and I'm so far very pleased about that. What I have noticed that there is no song title playlist that I had on the Tyros, which would sometimes help me to find a suitable style for a particular tune. I know they never actually named the tunes correctly. They would make some silly nonsense like I've got in front of me at the moment, The Garden of Eden, and they would just call it Eden's Garden or something like that. Whether it's something to do with copyright, I don't know. But that's the way it always was. So we used to search for something similar to the actual song title. If we put in Eden, it might discover it. If you put in Garden, it might discover it. But it won't find it if you looked under the Garden of Eden. So far I've seemed to be missing that on here. I haven't been able to find it. So I need to get used to the styles that are on here, and there are an astounding number of them, hundreds and hundreds, far more than I ever had on my Tyros, I do believe, as is a lot of the voices as well. I've got some amazing voices that I don't know how I'm going to use them. They're quite incredible. I'll just randomly press one that says Pop Cha Cha and see what I get. Now that is similar to what I had on my Tyros. That one's a bit different. But okay, now there are other ones on here which come out with some really peculiar things, like that kind of thing. Let's see, what else have I got? Right, there's one particular type I'd love to be able to find if only I could. What's this one? Because I'm still not used to any of this at the moment, I'm finding it quite difficult to discover anything I particularly want to find. It really is quite difficult. Nope, it's not what I'm looking for. So let's just try. Nope, okay, all right. I will find it in the end at some time or other. It's how about this one? Nope. Okay. Well. Nope, it's not that one either. Okay. Well, I'm not going to waste your time with you messing around with it. I've just got to find something I'm going to play. I'm not going to... Can I play the Garden of Eden? I don't know whether I can find something suitable for that tune at the moment. It says slowly with a steady beat. And I don't know how I find that on here. So that's the sort of thing I've got to learn, and I've got to program, and I put what I had earlier into my memory, and when I turned it off, I lost it all again, so I had to re-find it. What have I got now? Well, that's not what I had earlier. So, whatever I had earlier, it seems to have disappeared. So, what have I got at the present moment? 80s rock diva, so it seems. It's not what I want. What's this like? one was called Jolly Beat, at 90 beats to the minute. The tune was called So What's New. Just something off the top of my head, like sounds on here. I don't know. We got chapel organ. Which is not really quite what I was expecting. Diapason. It's endless. And I'm going to have to learn what's what on here, and I hope you'll join me. Home theatre organ. Oh, let's try that. That's not quite what I've got to do. I've got to remember that that is. Yeah, I've only changed the sound. I have not changed the actual organ in the backing. So, as I say, lots to learn. So I'm going to leave you with that. I hope you find it interesting. Please let me know, both on Facebook and on YouTube. It's a new adventure for me. Not everyone would take it on at the age of 90 maybe, but it's what I've been wanting to do. I can't get over it at the moment. It's taken me a lot of my time up this week trying to find out what's available on it and not actually learning how to play anything. Or even to stick it in the memory banks so that I could just put a finger out and press a button and it's what I want right away. So I hope you'll stick with me on this little adventure, and you'll get back on to telling me in your comments. Don't forget to like and share, and of course subscribe on YouTube. I went up a little bit during the week and then it fell back again. So maybe I'm not everyone's cup of tea, but I hope you get something out of what I do on here on a Sunday late afternoon. Oh, by the way, it's the 4th of May. May the 4th be with you, as they used to say years ago, referring to Star Wars, or is it Star Trek, one or the other. It's 5:45 and it's the 4th of May, Sunday. Oh, it's been quite a nice day, but a little more cloudy. We've had a brilliant week of sunshine here on the south coast. So I'm going to walk round to the back of my mobile. I do hope that you'll be interested enough to come back to me next week and see how I'm getting on with it all. Hope you all have a good week, and see you then. So don't forget, YouTube, please subscribe, and I hope you all have a great week, and bye for now. Bye.